Welcome to Section 31, episode number, I think it's 268. That seems to be what I remember, the next iteration. We'll go with that. I am Dan Hammond.
And I am Rogue Jindler.
This week, we have a brief episode. We've spent half an hour technically difficulting our way onto Hangout, but that's okay. We're back now. So we're going to talk about, we've got a spoiler for, I believe it's 2E. We've got some things to discuss regarding a certain animated show. We're going to preview a little bit of what we're going to do this weekend. And then, anything else?
Homefront?
Yes.
Current ruling?
Yes. Homefront, and I didn't read much into the current ruling, but yes, we'll talk about that. What is the current ruling?
Well, it pertains to you more than anything. All it does, it's actually kind of a big deal, I think, potentially, is it updates the conversion rules so that any backwards compatible dilemma is considered to say when you're attempting a mission, or if you're playing Borg, it's considered to be a scouting attempt. So you don't get a free pass.
Sure.
If you're playing Borg against a backwards compatible dilemma. I can't think of any off the top of my head that would make that, be a huge thing. But then I don't really play Borg, so.
Yeah, I don't ever recall that coming up. Not a lot of first edition, not a lot of second edition dilemmas get played, but all right, I'm sure it came up once or twice, so there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good change. Makes sense. Uh-oh.
Well, it's after 9 o'clock, so something new went up.
Oh.
In the Zone has been banned. Yeah.
Oh, well, June ban.
Yeah. All right. Well, that will impact at least our regional coming up in a few weeks, right?
Yeah, well, here's hoping they actually post an errata before then.
Yeah. The original, as posted in the article, the original function was to stop people from getting those one-turn victories with lots of bonus points and stuff, but bonus point victories haven't been around in quite a while. Do you think we'll see the return of some kind of, I'm clearing out some dilemmas here, I'm clearing out some dilemmas there, and then, boom, 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 I do 2 missions and I'm at 100 points?
Yeah, I don't think that was ever done intentionally. I think it was more of I'm waiting for my, my skill I need over here after having lost people to, clearing out the dilemmas, but my people died. And so, I think that's fine. We've talked about this before at length, but in the zone should never really punish you for playing the game. If you're solving missions and getting points, then that's fine. But the big one was, the getting the extra bonus points and turning the corner. I think the big intention really that we're going to lose is the preventing the come from behind win.
Yeah.
If people are running away with it.
I think there's 2 things that'll come out of it. One, I'll never feel like I'm out of a game again. I might be able to, if I've got enough range, I might be able to come back even though you're up by more than 50 points. And I think that's important. And number 2, I think we're going to see the return of Diplomatic Conference, the 60-point planet mission.
Yeah.
And there was that mission in that anniversary set. I'm looking for it now. It was it's got like everything times 3 or something ridiculous. That's going to be a lot of bonus points.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. So, well,
investigate anti-time eruption. It's engineer times 3, leadership times 3, astro times 3, and physics times 3. That's a lot of potential. I guess not many, but that's still it feels like a lot of potential bonus points, and it's 50 points to start out with. Oh man.
Yeah. See, I'm less concerned with the not being able to come from behind and more concerned with the, getting 100 points in a turn and just dusting everyone.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the regional season looks like with that rule in place.
That feels like a really big change to drop in the middle of a regional season too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when we're only 4 weeks out, and we've had March, April, May, 3 months of regionals. That you could have waited for, it was a big beginning of the month. Could have waited till July and have that drop in between continentals and regionals. That feels weird.
Yeah. When would be the best time to do something like that? Probably after Worlds, before the next championship season starts out.
I mean, ideally, but I don't have a problem. I think the idea is you want all of the tournaments of one type to kind of be on even ground.
Yeah.
So I would have waited, I don't have a problem with dropping that errata between regionals and continentals. As long as it's the same for all the continentals and the same for all the regionals, that makes more sense to me. But now there's going to be a month's worth of regionals that are going to be on different circumstances than the rest, based on that ruling. And that's not an inconsiderable ruling.
No, that'll be interesting to see. That's a pretty big shakeup. I know it's been talked about we've been talking about for years, but
I feel bad for anybody playing this weekend. I mean, that's got to be a big turnaround because that changes your entire strategy potentially of what you can play.
Yeah.
If you have a quick deck like that you haven't been playing, or of a deck, that's an interesting call to drop that in the middle of the regional season. I'm not sure that I would have made that, but we'll see what kind of an effect it has.
All right. Well, there was an expansion that came out a couple of weeks back, a week back. 5 days ago. It was Homefront 6, and I still love that icon. It's just so bright orange. I like it.
Yep.
Did you see anything else that really jumped out of you as far as reprints or new cards that'll be part of block forever now?
Not a lot. A lot of reprints. It was hard to keep track. I was like, is this a new card? Is this a conversion? There's a handful of new cards in there. I would like that. Just personally, it would be nice if there was like a little check or something next to the list. It's like, this is a new card, or because it's 48 cards and probably 40 of them are reprints.
So if you want
or conversions
of the new stuff to print out, maybe.
Yeah, or these are conversions and or new cards, versus I don't need to print out a bunch of see okay, that's an outpost, that's an outpost, that's an outpost.
Yep.
That's a card I have, that's a card I have. Looking for the new stuff, especially to put in your deck. But I did like a couple of the new things. There's some good new dilemmas. I like those. Some of the conversions for I think it's a don't let it end this way and a bad end.
Yep, those were interesting. Yes.
Nice felt like anti-red shirting, or anti-small teaming. If you have a bunch of small teams stop there at the end and then you hit that, kill a bunch of people, and then it's a wall, so you still have to have things to get past it.
I like the nice. I mean, there was a conversion. I think of you got to have a couple. Well, I'm talking in circles here. The card I'm looking at is don't let. No, we just talked about that. Wow, history repeats itself. The type of dilemma from way back in early 2E that picked a couple people. If they had a skill, they were all stopped. I like that it balloons up to 6. Believe there was a previous version that did that. If you've got more than 9, so if you throw in a big away team, you get a better chance of capturing, getting some man through. And that's going to be really good against that Erosion deck because everyone has Anthropology, right?
Yeah. I also liked. I don't know if you had a favorite reprint image. Did you get a chance to look through all the AIs?
I did. I clicked through. That queue is just funny. But what'd you have in mind?
I liked a couple. I liked the new Call for Reinforcements and the new arrivals, but I think my favorite has to be Rock Tajino.
Yes, I can imagine why.
That poor look on her face. But also, if you open it, it shows you the alternate prints right next to it, and it looks like a before and after picture. Before the Rock Tajino, after the Rock Tajino. Because the other one, the original, is Cisco with that big grin on his face. That yes. I'm caffeinated and I'm feeling good. And poor Dax is I'm not yet caffeinated and I will punch you.
I really liked the Dyson Sphere door. I thought we'd had
Oh
the two
yeah,
best images of that for the the promo and the one from the set, but this is another great picture. Just to show how huge the thing is, it just keeps going off in the background. It's a great shot.
definitely.
Yep, right on. All right, are we good, or do you want to jump over to
Yeah.
second edition?
No, I think. Well, I think with a nice new set under our belt, it's time to look forward to the next set, which is an as of yet unnamed 2E set. But we did get some intel that the name of that set is a TNG episode.
So a 2E set named after a 2E TNG episode. Okay, check. All right.
So there's only what 200 possibilities.
That's interesting because this card that we were given is in no way related to TNG, right?
Not even a little bit. In fact, I think that might be the one show that this actor did not appear in.
Yeah. So this is Pank, who I don't think we have in second edition, right?
I think you're correct.
All right, non-aligned. Unscrupulous promoter is his subtitle. He costs 3. He's unique. He's got a command star, and is this a made-up? I don't recall seeing this before. Norcadian?
It's the first I've seen of it, I believe, for a species.
All right, so he's from northern Canada. He's got 2 2s. He's one of those great 2-2 personnel. So I feel like we haven't had those in a while. 2 acquisition, programming, security, and 2 treachery. So I guess the 2 2s he has aren't the greatest. Now that I think about it, but
all I could think of as soon as I saw that was he gets right past is it unscrupulous commander or something like that? Oh no, that's his title. It's like unorthodox something. It's a dilemma, but it's not Pank. It's another Jeffrey Combs. It's Wayun, and it requires a personnel with 2 acquisition or 2 treachery.
Yes. That's quite toxic. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
I think it was just converted, wasn't it? All right.
Yes, it was.
All right. He's got some game text. Unfortunately, some of it is redacted. In fact, I thought I was being smart. It's all blacked out, so I highlighted it, and underneath it says redacted.
I just did the same thing. He's the commander of something.
The Pank ship.
The Pank ship. Yeah,
well,
whatever that
first edition.
Sunkatse
ship.
Ship.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to make something up, or if it had a name somewhere, in memory beta.
Yeah, it's potential. But I'm not sure. And he seems to do something similar to his 2. Did his 2E version do that? Is that what that was the download chain, right?
Yeah, that's
security
exactly.
download him, and then use his download to go get a Sunkatse personnel, and that's exactly what he does. When you play this personnel, you may download a Sunkatse card. So no indication of what a Sunkatse card is, since he does not seem to have it as a keyword, which is what I would think you would need, or something else related to get like you did before, to go get the rock, or to go get 7 or GG Hertzler. But so maybe that's a keyword on an event. Maybe there's a wrestling card.
Wrestling.
It's there's not really I don't know. What do you think a Tsukatse card might be? A combat?
I guess so. I mean, maybe a fight and move or something.
Yeah, maybe it's something you can play in a combat to do something cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I'm trying. The reason I'm stumbling is it's not in bold. Like a keyword would be, but I guess it doesn't matter too much.
True.
Huh. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a title. It would say download a card with Sunkatse in the title.
Yeah. No, and there's no cards with Sunkatse in the title.
Yet.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it could be a new keyword then. We'll go with that. We haven't had a new keyword in okay.
All right. Well, he's got some lore too, which is you will learn nothing is more important to me than the comfort and happiness of my fighters.
Nice.
And did we do the bottom of the card yet?
No,
He's
go ahead.
285. So cunning 8. That's pretty good. He was pretty smart in the episode, and his collector's information is 34V41. So non-aligned personnel, right towards the end there, 41. So he's either 3 from the end if it's a 45 card set, or he's on the second to last page if you got some Romulans and some Starfleet and some ships.
Yeah.
So I guess it'll depend on how big the set is.
I'm not seeing anything anywhere about the name of his ship, so all I see is Pank's transmission ship and Pank's ship. So I'm sure the 2E team will craft up some kind of anagram of Jeffrey Combs or something like that.
Yes.
All right, very good. All right. I wonder how far away we are from a new 2E set.
Well, I believe the next set, well, there's a 1E set coming out at Gen Con.
So August?
Which is closer than it really should be at this point. It's so early this year.
Yeah, it's at the end of July. Yeah, so we've still got 2 months away. It'd be odd for do you think a 2E set's going to slip in between now and then?
That would be weird, but not unheard of.
All right. Well, we're getting spoilers for that before we're getting spoilers for the 1E set, right?
That is true. This is what we're getting, so it would seem to indicate we haven't heard anything other than a title for the next 1E set, and even that was just from the Gen Con posting and not from any of our sources. So maybe 2E is next. Maybe we'll get something in by the end of June.
Awesome. Yeah. There's something else too, but we won't talk about that until later. Shall we move on from second edition then?
We should. We have an episode that I forced myself to watch.
This was,
and if we're going to talk about,
this was without a doubt the worst name of an episode. I mean, even last week, I think I mentioned how excited I was. However, based purely on a science fiction story, we've got a creature that's consuming planets. It's going to consume a planet that people are on. And the Enterprise is going to intervene, and Spock does this weird arms out talking thing, and they convince this thing to leave the galaxy and go back where it came from. As a pure science fiction story coming from back in the 60s, I thought it was kind of good.
Yeah, but it just felt like purely on those merits. If you just watched this episode and you hadn't seen anything else, I would give you a little bit of credit on that. But it was it was very derivative, and not even of other things. It was derivative of other episodes. It felt like a mashup of the Doomsday Machine with the Planet Killer, the Amoeba episode, and Horta. It was it was a alien creature that they couldn't tell if it was living. They were floating around inside of it, and it was either they need to kill it, or lots of people are going to die, or maybe we can communicate with it now that we know it's an alien. And again, sort of symptomatic of the series seems to be, not a lot of time to do what they wanted to do, and so rather than rewrite it in a logical way, it was like, jump to conclusion, jump to conclusion, jump to conclusion, but we're going to spend half the episode refueling the ship with antimatter from inside the creature when we could be talking about whether or not it's a living thing and how we're going to communicate with it.
Yeah, there was a lot of time spent on, and I'm going to use air quotes for the people listening, action, which, you're right. That was there was a lot of Spock. Do you think the planet was consumed by the nebula? Yes. All right, moving on.
And I actually really liked the engineering subplot as part of a larger episode. If it had been an hour long, that would have been something immediate that they would have had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And that was cool. Scotty got to figure things out. And, except that, again, we're just like, well, we don't have a lot of time for it, even though we're going to put it in here. So, Kirk, are you sure you could do that? If you bring that on, it's going to blow up the ship. And Scotty's like, dude, I got this. I can beam it on. I'll put it on the force field.
We can move it in.
You know what? Technobabble, lots and lots of technobabble. And then I can turn it off by remote control and everything will be groovy. All right, let's do it. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
The first time I saw this was it Eric's, Lieutenant Eric's, the guy who's in Chekhov's spot, really?
Yes.
This is the first time I noticed that he's got an arm coming out of the middle of his chest. He's got 3 arms.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that before. There was a couple of good shots of him, using all 3 arms. And he's got that, it's obviously drawn, but I don't want to say costuming, but he's got a very, very tight collar around his tiny neck. And I don't know why I was noticing these weird things, but, the way they had someone taken some time to clearly model that out, what would it look like if this, pencil-thin, pencil-necked alien had a weird collar and this arm coming out of his chest, had like a little sleeve coming around the front. I thought that was cool.
That's one of the cool things they have got to do, do something alien like that we wouldn't otherwise get to do because it's, difficult to do, a 3-armed alien.
There were a couple of, in addition, there were a couple of stills, I guess, that looked like the camera was slowly zooming in on a painting of the Enterprise that I didn't think, I really didn't think it fit the media that we were, working on. Having, I'm watching, Last Airbender with Cordelia, and I'm watching, other cartoons here and there. It was every once in a while, a painting of Enterprise or, the Klingon bird decloaking or something comes up, and I think, wow, I want to print that out and put it on one of my Trek binders. And that struck me the same way. It was kind of a nice watercolory Enterprise with Nebula in the background. I thought it was pretty. And then Spock held up his hands like this, and I was like, "What? What is he doing? His hands an antenna?"
Like, how are you mind melding without a mind? And then he's like, "Okay, now that I'm talking to it, we will mind meld." And then he melds himself, which I'm given to understand that's a faux pas in Vulcan culture. And then they finally talk to it, and they get across to the giant cloud amoeba thing, the concept that there are little creatures and they are alive and sentient and it's eating them, and if you eat the things with the things in the other things, because we can't actually call it a planet because it doesn't know what a planet is, so everything is a thing, then you're going to be crushing lots of other things. Beings don't want to eat beings, and they communicate, okay, I don't want to eat beings, I don't want to kill other beings to eat, thank you for telling me that they're there. And so they don't say, okay, but not just this one. Oh, they do say not just this one, but there are lots of them that have people on it, so don't eat those either. And they could just say, well, there are these types of planets, go here, and this one is not inhabited and it doesn't have beings on it. They just say, could you just turn around and go back from whence thou camest?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, fine. It's a long way. And this poor little pathetic puppy alien.
Yes.
To go back where I came. It's long way. It's a long journey. Yes, please. Could you please go back there? Because you're eating us. And it goes, okay, I guess I'll go now. Bye. And it floats away. Are we just seeking out new life? You could have at least thrown it a bone, literally. There's this asteroid belt over here, go to town.
Yeah, or there's Romulan Empire over there, go help us out.
Yeah. Well, no, but yeah.
But all right.
You know what? The one thing that took me out of the Star Trek of the entire episode, all of that aside, the one thing that I was like, nope, I'm out. I've thrown believability to the wind.
What?
Spock admits openly that he agrees with Dr. McCoy, and nobody comments on it. Least of all, Bones. I'm like, come on, I don't care how in peril you are. Bones is totally going to rub that in. Or Kirk is going to be like, oh my God, the two of them agree. Clearly something serious is going on and I should be paying attention.
Yeah. Was that when Kirk just decided, you know what? It's got a brain. We can kill it with torpedoes.
That was a very Kirk thing to say. Hey, it's got a brain. That means we can kill it.
It's too big to make love to. I'm going to blow it up. All right. Rating on this, it doesn't sound like you're going to get above. You're gonna. I gotta go. I gotta go 3 out of 5 because I like the science fiction story, but it doesn't sound like you're gonna go that high.
No, I can't give it more than it. It wasn't horrible. It was just kind of choppy and poorly edited. So I'll give it a 2 for effort.
All right.
What did you? Since you always guessed the card I was going to pick in advance, I'm going to let you. What did you think of as a card from this?
Well, the obvious, since we've invented this new card type, would be the dilemma that moves around, right?
Damn it! Yes.
Yeah,
the mover.
Just something that devours planets. That sounds awesome. Unless you sacrifice a ship there, or you've got enough diplomacy or some mind meld to get rid of it.
Yeah, mind meld an engineer to figure out, or auto destruct. You can play auto destruct sequence to cancel nullify with auto destruct sequence.
Mm-hmm. Something like antimatter containment. It sounds like a equipment card that would nullify a bunch of dilemmas.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. And the whole Scotty solving a problem with engineer. I mean, this would be a good episode for his card to come from, right?
Yeah, sure. Especially like restoring range.
Yeah.
With finding the antimatter from within the creature.
Yep. All right. Next week, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Lorelei.
Sure. Oh, Lorelei.
Lorelei. The Lorelei signal. I'm looking at the memory alpha page. Haven't read anything yet. I won't read it until after I watch it. But McCoy and Spock have headbands on, and they're kind of peeking around a corner. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. We have anything else?
Just Origins. I got to go pack and get on a plane tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I want to be there first thing Wednesday to fly to get into the gaming, and so I'm flying out tomorrow.
I think I said that as if I was questioning. I thought you were flying out Wednesday. That must be James. I'm also flying out. I think my flight leaves at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yep. So we'll see you there. We got a lot of plans, RPG plans and card gaming plans, and maybe some tribbles in there. So we'll definitely give you a rundown on that when we get back.
I've sleeved my Pathfinder deck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ready for the new season. Season of the Righteous.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I did have one email in from our last episode.
Really?
Yeah. It was Matt. Matt had 2 corrections. One, we said Thomas went undefeated. Actually, Matt got a modified win over him. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. If he didn't have that achievement, that at least he didn't beat me. He's got it now, right?
Right.
And second, he wanted to point out that his first turn felt like 15 minutes, but it was probably under 10.
You know what? That's still a 10-minute turn. You're talking about taking up 10 minutes of an entire game.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
That's not okay.
Anyway, looking back, a week and a half past that, I don't hold Matt responsible for playing that deck at all. It was entertaining to watch, and he has certainly, as you said, honed it down to a machine to behold. Let me tell you, he played it well. So anyway, that's all. That's all I got.
And he by playing that, he justified my decision not to play.
Very good.
All right. Well, we have packing to do and planes to catch, so we're gonna wrap this up with the end of our intelligence for this week. But we will give a shout out to Warp 11 for their awesome theme song, and to everybody who's following along at home. If anybody is daring to watch the animated series, we'll keep up. I think we going to have time to watch before next week, maybe on the plane or something.
It's going to be close. I probably will make a point to try to watch it on Monday itself, Monday proper.
Yeah, so I'll try to do that as well. I will be relaying in from a relay, but I should still be available, so we can give you our Origins recap a week from today. In the meantime, I am Sir Rogue.
And I'm Sir Dan.
And I will remind you all to expand your power in the universe.
I will pack to end.